Welcome back to episode 4 in the Youthful Revolution series featuring Immortal DC. Today we lick our wounds and look back at the first season while also looking to the future. First off, I want to say I think we should overall be very happy with the first season. While it was extremely disappointing and also anticlimactic that we did not get promoted, we were expected to fight against relegation, as you can tell here by the board's expectations. Secondly, I think this might be a blessing in disguise, as we do not know right now where we stand in terms of wage budget next season and also the player quality. Because of that, we have no idea where we stand, so not going up, that might be good for us. Going up, on the other hand, could have been completely suicidal. But before we are looking to the future and looking to transfers and all of that kind of stuff, we need to take a look at how our season went, especially for the players, but also just overall for our team as well. And I think one of the easiest way, at least for me right now, to do that is in the squad screen here. I like to look, when it comes to the players, at the abs, goals, assist, average rating, points per game, and also team goals conceded. That is kind of how I am adjusting or assessing how my players did for the season. And the first thing I do highlight here is the 11 players that have played most games for us. And yeah, I mean, I'm not too surprised that these are the names: Pena, Fabinho, Fabregas, Fadini, Rodriguez, Texeria, the goalkeeper, Baldi, Opara, Gonçalves, Miranda and Mendes is the players that have been playing most games out of those players we have in our club. And I'm actually watching all of the players we have in our club, also the youth academy. But yeah, that is the 11 most played players. In terms of goals scored, there is one guy that stands out, and that is Diego Pina with 18 goals and 31 apps. That is really good, also considering he has 7 assists. 9 goals for Miranda, which is also pretty good for me. Mendes as well, 7 goals. He was playing as a pressing forward, so not a bad deal there either. Maokas, he didn't really play a lot of games, but when he played, yeah, he was injured quite a lot. 7 goals from 10 games. That's pretty good actually for that old guy, but he's probably gonna get released. Fabregas on a defensive midfield role, 6 goals, also pretty good. Balde, 6 goals from 25, probably not that great, but it's still okay for me. When it comes to assist, Fabinho is standing out with 11 of those in 30 games. That is excellent. And also Diego Pino with his 7, of course. Miranda and Fadini is also in there. Fadinho is the other fullback. I am actually a little bit surprised that he don't have more than that, but then again, it's a lot of things went down that right-hand side for Fabinho, so very good performance by him. In terms of the average rating, there is a couple of surprises, I would say. Now, of course, anyone in green is good, but of course there is also those that haven't really played enough to really deserve it. Someone like Daniel Oliveira here. Yeah, I think he played one match, came in and actually did really well and scored the goal, but still, it's not really enough. So Maokas on that 10 apps, 7 goals, get the 7.33. That is pretty solid. Nuno, that's a strange one for me. I did not see him being up here, but yeah, apparently he did really well. Yeah, I think he played around 7. Yeah, he did play 7. That's first team games, right? 17 first team games. So he actually played quite a bit in the early stages of the season. So good for him. Good for him. Fabinho is in there. Pina is in there. Fadini is in there. Junior did play 8 games, and he did okay in that 8 games, but I really didn't trust him all that much. I didn't really like what I was seeing from him. But yeah, apparently I was wrong. Maybe he did fine. Andre Silva, also a little bit of a surprise, a bit of a sub kind of guy. Also very decent with 4 goals and 4 assists. I'm actually very satisfied with that as a 21-year-old. And Gonçalves on a defensive midfield or central defender. He played kind of both places here and there. So yeah, very happy with the average ratings overall. Points won per game is something I like to look at, because some roles for some reason don't get a lot of average rating, and you know, there are just things that doesn't really work for them. But looking at points per game is also making sure that you're looking at how much is this presence, or how much does this player have presence in the game, right? And in this case, we are not really surprised by seeing Fadini up here, not really surprised by seeing Fabinho in here, or Rodriguez. Well, maybe a little bit Rodriguez, but he is on 6.93. So Opara and Rodriguez, while they didn't really get the average rating because of maybe the roles they played didn't really suit them, or whatever reason is that they didn't get into the 7.0 kind of average rating, they still bring in the points. 2.4 and 2.38. That is quite high. That is quite high for our season for Pedro and BD Opara here. So especially Opara, that is quite high on a defensive midfielder role. Another one is team goals conceded per 90, which is also a good indicator of how much someone is helping out the team to not score too many goals against us. And in the negative, there are two guys standing out to me. Now, they are coming on quite a lot in the games, but that doesn't really matter. They are still gonna, leak goals because of that. So, Lisandro Ari on 1.26 goal conceded. That is too high compared to the rest. And also Casillo, way too high as a fullback on 1.8. And that is going into my thinking about, I should probably not give them a new contract. They're probably not worth it. At least I think about that. I mean, yes, they are coming into the games very late sometimes, but that doesn't really matter. They still have influence on the game. With this many games in there, this does have a say. On the other end of the spectrum, it's gonna be hard to tell, but let's see if there is anyone we recognize. Fadini is in there, 0.65. That's pretty good. Nabe is interesting, but not really. It's more like Fabregas. Yeah, Fabregas and Fadini, but exactly what I thought we'd see down here, actually. They are just so rock solid. The defensive midfielder Fabregas and the fullback Fadini, that's really... if we could get Fabregas next season, I would be so happy with that. But yeah, that's for the future, of course. And the data hub, I actually haven't really looked through it. I only just set it up, and here it is. So these are the things that I tend to look at. I haven't actually looked at it all season long. I just went for the tactic and just played that tactic all the way through, basically. So yeah, I knew that tactic would be good. General performance, I don't think we. What can we read from this? Not a whole. Maybe shots on target here that we were probably not as clinical as we should have been, and also passes completed. I don't really care because we don't really play a pass first kind of tactic. At least not how I see it. So everything else looks really solid in my opinion. Pass map we don't really want to look at. I just have it in there because of the set prefer, so I can quickly find it. XG table. We're first in expected points, but we got a third place overall of all 56 teams. So, I mean, not if we just continue with all the points, then we would be first place. But hey, it is what it is. That format is a little bit strange. But we have a plus 13 XG over here. That's pretty good. I can't really complain too much about that. Pitch tilt. Now that's an interesting one. I really like this one. It's giving a good indication at where our passes is coming and stuff like that. So final third passes 4 per game. We have 80, right? In the final third, around 80, which is not completely in the top percentage, but we do also not lose final third passes against per game. So we are not allowing the opponents into our third half. So with this being here, I am very happy with seeing this. This is an excellent statistic. The only one better than us is technically these guys, Rebodosa and maybe these guys, but I wouldn't like this one. I would rather see this, because that is a way low number than this one. They are in the 60s, or no, they are in the 53 or something like that. We are at 45 passes against us in our final stage. That is really good. That's a really good pitch tilt. Pressing intensity, yeah, we're definitely pressing up pretty high. So our defensive line is extremely high, and we're pressing really intensively. Opposition passes per defensive action is extremely low here. We're not allowing them a lot of time on the ball, no matter who we are playing, or no matter who we played this season. So that is exactly where it should be. That is where I expected it to be as well. So that's really good to see. Passing dynamics, yeah. I mean, fewer passes allowed against, lots of passes completed. I mean, we are in the green. We're in. It would have been bad if we were up here, right? Up here, that wouldn't have been good. But around here, in the mids, that's fine, because we're not really playing a pass first. But at least we are okay on the ball. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. That's also pretty decent. Possession. So we are actually okay. So we. Oh no. We frequently wins the ball. Yeah, which we do. and but we are losing possession because we are playing fairly high tempo. So we do also lose the ball quite often, and it might also be fairly easy to take the ball off us because we are dribbling more rather than passing. We are not safety first, right? We're not really safety first. We are more like, you know, think of Ange Postecoglou, Tottenham kind of style. Yeah, it's more like that. So yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Crossing, lots of crosses, inaccurate crossing. Yeah, not too surprised by that. We have definitely a lot of crosses, also from set pieces, corners and stuff, and they are not very accurate. We don't have the best crosses in there, but with as many as we do create, we definitely get a lot of goals out of it in the long run. But it would be nice to see it over here or something like that, but hey, you can't get it all. You can't get it all. Aerially, lots of hitters, but poor hitters. Yeah, we don't really have a lot of players that are really good or strong in the air, especially not when it comes to our strikers and wingbacks and what are they called? Inside forwards. They were not really that great in the air. If we had better headers, especially up front somewhere, we would get a lot more goals, and maybe our central defenders could also have been a little bit better when it comes to the air duels, but overall I'm not too unhappy with it, but it could have been a lot better. Defensively, efficiency, quiet defense, imprintable defense, so we don't really concede a lot. We're not the best team here, but we're definitely in there. Very happy to see that one as well. So that is the data hub, and I am surprisingly happy with this. I thought it would have been a little bit worse, but this is actually really, really good compared to what I wanted to see as well. Most of these statistics are exactly where I want them to be, so that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good for a team that should have been at the bottom of the league. So yeah, very happy with that. So the board have given the initial budget out, and well, it's gonna be tricky, guys. We only get £900 per week for transfer for the wages, and we do get 188k in transfers. I wonder how much that is in total, because we don't want to use it for transfers, right? We are already in minus 530 here, so when we do this, yeah, it's only at, why can we not use more than that? Why am I not allowed to use my entire transfer budget? That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Maybe I have, but that's okay. So how can we use this money to our advantage? Well, we definitely probably need something for the scouting, but we don't have nearly enough with £380. Yes, and we have so many players going out, right? We have so many players that are not going to be sticking around. Now, some of them will have some wages that we are going to release, but mostly no, it's just going to be £10 here, £5 there. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. And any player we are trying to sign, minimum probably 100, minimum 100, right, or something like that, because we want youngsters. We can only sign youngsters, and they want money to come to us. So we have a really big problem. Right now, I'm actually thinking it is really, really good that we did not go up this year, because if we went up, and maybe we have gotten a little bit more here, but it would never be enough to actually sign enough quality players to stay up. I don't think so, at least. But having this much in the transfer budget makes absolutely no sense. Maybe I can do it again in a week or so. Maybe we can still get more out of it. If we can get this to like 4,000 or 5,000, that would maybe be where we are considering hunting for promotion next season. But otherwise, no. Then it's gonna be youngsters. We are gonna rely on youngsters in that case. So even our own intakes. So that's a kind of tricky situation for this upcoming transfer window for sure, and also next season, of course. So knowing that we do have 300 and something in wages right now that we can actually spend right away, I was just looking through who has contracts running out. Now, I would like to sign quite a few of them, but I think the two most important to try and go in on is Gonçalves and Fadigas. Those two are probably two of the better players, and they are also two players that I really like. So I think we should try and see what we can do here, if we can do anything. I am not sure. He would like to be a regular starter, which he absolutely would be next season if he's gonna stay, so I'm not too worried about that. He doesn't like the big matches and is also inconsistent, but you know what? I am not too worried. He played quite well this season, so we should be £20. Okay. Now that might be something we can do here. Let's remove and exclude that one. I'm only gonna show you this once. But I think we can probably get him on 15 here. I want him to stay for 2. Actually, as long as possible would be good. Because even if he doesn't play the season after that, he will still be a fairly important member in there to have just as a backup. And he's going to be good enough for quite a few seasons, even if we go up. So I think this would be a really good deal for us. Okay, he's going back up to 20. Let's try and lock that one in, just to see if he is okay with that. Okay, so he's going to 15 here. Did he change anything? Did he change anything in appearance fee? Maybe he did. Let's just see. Okay, now there we go. That's good. Let's also just do the other one fast here. Where is he? Fadigas. If that's also going to be 15, then we're talking. He wants to be an important player. Yeah, he is going to be an important player. There is no two ways about it. He's going to be an important player for us. So let's just do important player time. 80, okay, yeah, that's closer to the other two guys. Let's take this one out. Let's just go down to 60, 2-year deal. I want him for 2 years as well. 15 appearance fee. It's kind of high, but okay, he's going back up to, let's go 65 and 10. Should be able to do something here. 65 and 15. There we go. Okay, so we got even room to do a couple more here, but I just don't know which one yet. But there will definitely be room for someone else to be staying around. I just need to think about it for a second here. I'm not a massive fan of this board culture thing because you can't really change it. So the board have decided that we are in need of playing attacking football, possession football, make the most of set pieces, play entertaining football, and also high tempo pressing football. The problem I have with all of these is I can't really negotiate them. I've never successfully tried to actually get rid of something here. Not that I actually needed to get rid of anything here, because that is also how we are playing right now. But the problem with that, we are probably going to change our tactic for next season. So we might not play any of these types of football. Some of them we are, but I guess we're just gonna accept it because I don't really know what we're playing next season, and I think any of these are fine. Yeah, it's okay. Let's just confirm it. Yes, here we go. We got a couple of contracts coming in. Yes, we did have 2 guys that I wanted to sign, but I found a couple of more. So Gonçalves is one of them. Miguel Gonçalves is gonna stay the center back for 2 more years, I believe it is. Yes, for 15 pounds. Good. We have Fadigas. That was maybe the most important one to get again, at least in my opinion. Him in the defensive midfield is massive next season as well. That is not one. Mendes is going to be staying, so he actually played quite a bit. He is an injury prone, that's why he only gets 8 pounds, but 8 pounds for a squad player that played quite a few games. How many did he play? Like 27 or... Yeah, 27 games or so. I am fairly okay with that, but it's not the type of player we want to keep for the long run, so he's only gonna be here for 2 years? I thought it was a year. I could have sworn it was a year, but okay. He's gonna be here for 2 years, but on 8 pounds, I'm not too worried about it. This should be okay. Also, Texerier, the goalkeeper, getting a new contract. First choice next season as well for 2 years. I am also very happy with that. He actually did really well, so that's why he also gets a new contract. Opara do sign a new contract as well, 15 pounds. So we do have both of our defensive midfielders for next season as well, but he is also an injury prone, so we need to remember that. Also inconsistent. So yeah, not exactly what I wanted to do, but with 15 pounds and how consistent they were this season, I'm signing the most consistent players, though it is saying they are inconsistent. I am signing the best players we can keep for next season right now. And then going out finding other players probably to squad options and, you know, stuff like that. Pedro Rodriguez, yes, the big man in the back is also staying, and he is definitely a good signing to keep. He is a 31-year-old with a fairly determined personality, which is exactly what we like to see. So keeping someone like him around, having no cons that we worry about, that is perfect. Also very good still. Easily gonna play 1 more season for us, and he do have a 1-year contract running for us with 30 pounds. That's pretty good. Regular starter, yeah, he's definitely gonna be a regular next season as well. So there we go. That is probably all the contract that I wanted to do. There might be 1 or 2 more in there, but we'll see. End of the season review is here. So this was technically what I wanted to do in the last episode, but as you can tell already now, that would have meant that episode was over 1 hour. So and this one is probably also gonna be like 40 minutes long, but anyway, I don't know yet. But anyway, let's get through this one. I don't think we're looking at that, but this one we are looking at. So the season results, A+ from the board, of course. Yeah, Diego Pina, top goal scorer, really good. Final position is 3rd. It doesn't show it here, but we were technically 3rd in the league out of those, was it 56 teams? So that's extremely good. That's extremely good. When we think about we had to attempt to avoid relegation, right? Extremely good. Of course, this game here, let's never talk about it again. Let's never talk about it. Moments to remember. We got a biggest win here, 5-0 against Setúbal. They were definitely also one of the worst teams in the league. We also got a match to remember against Oriental, 3-0. Interesting. And goal of the season, a 2-4 result, or against Serpa here. I don't know what that goal is, but let's go check up on it. All right, goal of the season, according to the game at least. I will also make my own top 3, I believe. So there it is. Yeah, okay, that's a good goal. Don't get me wrong. I was just taking a look at my notes, and that is also the goal that I had put up at my first spot. So let me show you number 2 and 3, actually. And this is what I consider the second best goal. A long shot from Fadigas here. Very, very good shot from range. And a free kick goal from Fabinho from really long range as well. Lovely goal. So that is also my number 2 and 3 outside of the goal of the season. Actually, it's not very often that the AI is actually deciding that the goal of the season is the same one that I decide for, because I always look for it. But this case, yeah, I agree. Opara was a really, really good goal. That was excellent goal. So the finances, well, we already got our money, and yes, we did get that massive amount of money, but we can't really spend it. But yes, we are definitely not in any financial problems, that's for sure. And it's going up. The sponsorships are going up, the broadcast is going up, everything is going up. So, I mean, we can't really complain too much. The problem is we just don't get it to be spent on wages. So, I don't know. Maybe next season. Maybe the season after that. We'll see. So how did we line up? Well, we lined up something like this. Sort of, but not really. So Teixeira in goal, yes, that's true. Fabinho and Fadini on the fullbacks, yes. Gonçalves and Rodriguez, I suppose, yeah. Fadigas and Opara, yes. Miranda, yeah, I guess he played mostly over here, and also Baldi over here, yes. Pina, no, he was not playing the pressing forward. He was playing the advanced forward, and Mendes the pressing forward. But otherwise, yeah, that's pretty much how we lined up. So that is, yeah, that's pretty good. And now to the accolades. Yes. Fans player of the season, easy choice. Diego Pina. And I would have, I mean, I didn't say, but that, yeah, absolutely. I would have said the same. I just forget to say it, but yeah, Pina definitely player of the season. For me, for the fans, hopefully everyone else. He was just fantastic. Young player of the season, also Pina, because he's 23. Apparently it's... Yeah, I've never understood that part. It's the same in the Premier League. Even the Danish Superliga is the same. It's like, why are you seeing someone that is 23 or 24 as a youngster? That's a man. That's not a youngster. That's not a young player. That's a man. Goal of the season, Bede Opara. Yep. We already saw that. Top goal scorer with 18 goals is Pina. Most assists Fabinho. We already saw some of this with the way I was showing it before, of course. Most player of the match awards Fabinho. Okay, 6 times. That's pretty good as a fullback, right? Height average rating is also Fabinho. And most passes completed per 90. Pedro Rodriguez with 50 passes per 90. See, we're not really passing it around a lot, so 50 is quite a lot, actually. That's interesting. I don't really care about the record breakers, to be honest. I don't think it's a very good... I mean, it doesn't really say which one it was breaking or how much it was breaking or anything like that, so you don't really know. But yeah, there they are if you want to, watch out for it. But I'm not gonna really show them. I'm not gonna talk about it in the future, so... maybe we'll do it in another way, but yeah, that's about it. We do have the history in the making and all that, but really, this timeline is just, I never look at it. It's just like finish, done, move on. There we are, done with the season. Onwards into the transfer market and into the next season. Now we need to find out, what are we gonna do? I am going to stop using the other program that I used before outside of FM and just use the in-game squad planner instead. I could also go over to using the spreadsheet again, like I did in Calling IF, but that might not be worth my time, to be honest. I think this is way faster, and I think for you guys, it's, I don't know, this might just be better overall for you guys. I hate the squad planner, to be honest, but This screen is kind of okay, I would say. So what we are looking at right here is all the players that we very likely will have next season. And there is a couple that might not be here, like someone like Johan da Silva here. He's going to be a non-contracted kind of guy, so he could leave, right? He could leave. But most of the guys that we know that's going to stay is in here. One note is Andres Silva. I am signing a new contract for him, so he will also be staying. But yeah, so this is how it's kind of spreading out. And as we know, we need to find a new tactic. We need to find new roles. We need all of that. But I haven't even considered it yet. I'm not even there yet, right? I don't consider that yet. I just want to find out, where do I have my best players, right? Where is my best players and where is my worst spot? So we can, and I'm actually going by what is my worst spot right now? Midfielder left, 100%, that doesn't work. Midfielder right, well, we do have Silver, but yeah, and we do also have 2 youngsters, so not the worst actually. AMC doesn't look too good. Mercado here is a new guy coming in, and AMC who is coming in, but he's a youngster, so doesn't look too good. He can also play in the midfield. Midfield actually looks kind of okay. Defensive midfield and midfield actually looks okay, I would say. Have a decent amount of players there, but some of it is also overlapping into the central defense with Gonçalves. And like we said, Silva, we don't really know. Opara could actually play a central defender as well. So central defense, I think we're pretty good here. If we are moving Opara down to play central defenders, we actually have 4 defenders that are reasonably good, plus a few youngsters as well. So central defenders are pretty sorted, I would say. I'm not too worried about that. Goalkeeper, depends. It depends. It really depends on a couple of things. But Teixeira, yeah, he's probably going to be first choice. But second choice, we'll see. Fullbacks is probably where we have 2 of our best players, but we don't have any depth. No one on the left-hand side outside of Fadini, and the right-hand side only a youngster, 15-year-old Lorenzi. He could be very, very good in the end, but it might be too much for him to be a backup to Fabinho. I mean, if he's getting a long-term injury, using a 15-year-old is not going to be it. That's not going to be good enough. So this is just like, you know, giving an overall picture of what we potentially want to sign in the market. But we have no... Here's the thing. It is going to be tough getting anyone in the market because they need to be under 19 or 19 or younger. I think actually Machado here, is he 20 now? Yeah, he is 20. But, you know, here, listen up, because this is important. I didn't think about it before or afterward. It has to be from when we are signing the contract and not when they're coming in, because otherwise it's just gonna be too crazy for me to, what is the date, what is that? Nah, just from when we're signing them. So we signed him when he was 19, right? He made the contract when he was 19. He's not coming in before after he's 20, but that's okay. Just to make that clear. So we can actually sign 19-year-olds who is coming in a little bit later, and then they're 20, and that's okay. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, that's my rule, so I can make up the rules how I want. So, but just to make it clear that, yeah, that's fine. Diego Pina up top, yeah. So the forwards are also, you know, I mean, Pina was excellent. But yeah, I don't know what tactic we're going to go for or formation we're going to go for. Also, we need to go to completely reshape all the roles and all of that. So, a lot to do here. And I actually don't know what's going to happen when I hit next year. Where are we? We are at the 9th of June. I believe the last game was played, or maybe it's today it was played. Who won it? Oh, wow, it was actually not Montalegre. I would have thought Montalegre would win it, but no, they actually lost the last game in the competition in the league final, right? So they lost to these guys, Rabo di Pixi. Not that it meant anything, but technically Rabo di Pixi here actually won the league. So that's interesting. And we got a 3rd place after Montalegre, so yeah, okay, sure. Sponsor deals also came in, and as you can tell, we are rich. 1.6 million almost in the bank. Can we use them? No. Maybe we can soon enough, but right now I can't change this. We can get more wages, and I have already asked the board for more wages, and they were just, nope, it's not gonna happen. So, you know, it is what it is. I guess we're gonna be rich without, you know, getting any use out of it. Maybe in the end we will get. I mean, of course we're gonna get some use out of it. It's just gonna take a season or 2 before it really kicks in. But for sure, this projection, it's crazy. For this, for this level of football, this is just crazy, isn't it? But yeah, we got some of our money already. I think I don't even think we got all of it yet. We might get more, so that's a lot of money for a club like this. We got our first signing of the season, or the transfer window here. It is Amadou Hashimi, who's coming down to us from Estoril, I believe it is. Is it Estoril? Yeah, all the way from the top division, Estoril. He didn't really play, but, you know, 35 apps in non-competitive in the Premier League. Sure, I'll take this guy. So he's a defensive midfielder, and what is really, really good about this guy, there is a couple of good things about him, and then he also got a couple of, you know, holes in his system. The really good thing about this guy is he got no cons, right? No cons that we concern about. And the very, very good thing about this guy is how good his physicals are. He's just going to become better and better and better. He got really good decision making, really good really 11 first touch, which is kind of good. Passing is 13, so if we are moving over to a more passing first kind of thing, which we might do for the next season, I don't know yet. But it depends on what players we get, and also what players we already have, of course. Tackling is 11, but his marking is only 5, so he's not much of a defensive midfielder as much as he is probably a Segunda or something like that. Probably more deep line playmaker on supported defense. Yeah, off the ball is 3. There are holes here to fill, but to be honest, I am fairly happy for £20. We're gonna get him £20. Yeah, he's going down in wages significantly to come down to us and play. I'm very happy about this first signing. That's a significant signing to begin with, and he is gonna come in on a breakthrough prospect kind of deal. A breakthrough prospect, yeah. £20. That is a fantastic 2-year deal. Yeah, very good. Right, so we do also have another signing right after the other guy. You can see it right here in the inboxes. Hashimi is here, and Rodrigo Grenha. Now, I don't know why I do this to myself. I'm only gonna do this once, right? I'm only gonna do it once. What I'm talking about is gambling. This is 100% gambling. I think this guy could be really, really, really good. And I don't even need a central defender. And the only reason I take this guy is because he's breakthrough prospect and he only costs £15. Otherwise, I would never ever do this. Because, and well, it is 2-year deal, so again, this is a massive gamble. Because I don't know enough about this guy to do this. But I do believe this guy is gonna be good. At least I do believe he's gonna be worth more than the £15 we're gonna pay him. But honestly, we don't really know anything about him. We don't know his cons, we don't know his pros, we don't know his personality. We only know a couple of his numbers. Now, those numbers that we do see does indicate that he is a fairly good central defender. Is he a good ball-playing defender? I don't think so. But he should be good enough for our level. Also, the pace is suggesting that at least he's fast enough to do things. And also, his natural fitness should suggest that he's going to be good enough. Also, probably one of the main reasons I'm okay with this gamble is because of the determination between 10 and 16. Now, determination is one of, you know, the key things for us to sign. But again, I'm not going to do this every single transfer window. This is just sometimes I'm just sitting there wondering, yeah, this is probably a good signing actually, but I don't know. It's just sometimes I do take a gamble, but it's not very often I do it. He's also played in Estoril and went on loan to Sintrenesi in actually the group. Okay, he didn't play. That's a little bit worrying. So he played in the same division as us, but he didn't play out on loan. I might have made a mistake here. Well, we will see when he comes in. We will see. Well, this is a bit of an interesting one. Joshinho Miranda has signed a new contract as a non-contract for 20 appearance fees. I'm okay with that. That means we do have a, you know, a half-decent winger, inside forward type of player. Not exactly the one I was expecting to keep, but I'm okay with that. It's fine. Yet another surprise re-signing of Caio Peixoto. Yeah, he was the guy coming in, getting injured in that last game. And I did sign him again on a £5 breakthrough prospect signing. Yeah, for 2 years. I took a look at him again. And you know what? He might be an inconsistent player. But I think we kind of is okay with someone like him. He's probably a little bit of a luxury player, if you want to call him that, because he's not gonna help out a lot when it comes to the pressures or. But there's a couple of numbers here. He's pretty well rounded overall, and I think he could be okay. He's only 21 as well, so he's fitting into a profile of pretty young players that we are trying to sign anyway. Of course, he's above the normal age we would sign, but when he's at the club, yeah, we can just sign him again, of course. And he do have potential, right? He do have potential. We don't know how big it is, but I think it would be worth it to just have him for £5. Definitely worth it. So yeah, he's gonna be staying. Is he gonna be playing? I don't know, but well, we got him, so we'll see if we play him next season. What is going on, man? Now the board requests a meeting to discuss club improvements of turning professional. I mean, if that means that probably means we get a lot more in wages. So I don't really see why we wouldn't do this. I mean, let's just go in there and see what they say. So yeah, turn professional. Sure. I mean, is there anything? The only problem with doing that is if they do not give us enough wages to actually sign any contracts, but because us turning professional also means that any players coming to us wants a higher amount of money to get here. Now, don't get me wrong, we got the money in the bank, so we could actually spend that money. We get £1.5 million each season without having too many expenditures right now. So I mean, we can make that happen. Sure, we are delighted that you agree with the situation. We will get started on putting the plans into motion. I don't know exactly what it means, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what that means for the club in terms of us being able to spend more money or not. But hey, I don't know. Let's see. Alright, so it's not gonna be before next season, July 2025. Okay, so that's gonna be in a year's time, but that's still kind of interesting next year to see how that's gonna work out for us. It is release day, and we have released 6 players, including Tijane Balde, Marocas, Leandro Ari, Daniel Oliveira, Ricardo Ramos, and Castillo. And we are also gonna release quite a few of the staff. I've actually already gone through them here. I'll show you in just a second. Yeah, so we released quite a few members from our staff. Some of them, yeah, maybe we could have used them, maybe not, but I just didn't see them being that good for the amount of money they were on. Some of them we won't even get back again because we are not, but next season we probably will, because we can probably ask for more. We definitely want more scouts, we definitely want more coaches, but for now we will definitely go out and find some new coaches. And oh, we can't even get a head performance analyst. So we do need to try and get that through the board throughout this next season, because not having analysts, not having more scouts, not having, well, we do have one physio, but we don't have a sports scientist, is not great. How is our under 19s actually looking? They don't have anyone down here. I'll probably also, definitely the under 19th will also have something. Don't have anyone for the under or the B team. Actually, I don't think, can we even get someone for the B team? I'm not even sure about that, because it's kind of not our squad, or not, it's kind of an affiliate, so I'm not too sure how that's gonna work out, but we will definitely go out and find a couple of new guys in here. Alright, so here is the day where we get 3 of our signings in, the 3 signings we already made. We already knew how good Amado Hashimi is, and also Hugo Machado, and if you forgot about Machado, this is the guy, and we already knew about him. So he's alright. From the assistant report, Rodrigo Grena. Now that is the guy that we were gambling a bit, or I was gambling a bit on. At least he's a 3-star assistant report kind of thing, but our assistant, we don't have an assistant. we don't have any coaches right now. We only have a head of youth, so, but he also have half decent kind of coaching or judging abilities. Let's take a look at him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, we do have one negative. We do have one negative, which is the consistency over here. But outside of that, this guy is fairly good. This guy's fairly good. For this level, yeah. Now, he's definitely a central defender. He's not a ball-playing defender at all. He got a vision of 1. We don't want this guy to do anything with the ball. First touch of 6. Passing of 7, technique of 6, yeah, but that vision of 1, that is terrifying. But when we talk about just defending, yeah, he's okay. He might not be starting in, but he's a breakthrough prospect anyway, so he doesn't care. He's probably a no-nonsense, right? He's kind of a no-nonsense. Nah, he do have his decision making at 13, so yeah, he's a central defender. But his anticipation definitely needs to go up. But you know what? I am very happy with that signing. For £15, sure. He is by far, well, not by far, but he's definitely the third choice central defender. He's the third choice, right? At least I think he would be. I haven't really looked in here, but let's just, we also have some trials right now. And yeah, I would think that he would be third choice on the right-hand side. Let's just put him here in the mid, and here, I think he is probably second choice to, well, it depends on who, it depends on where, oh, we also got Gonzalez, I forgot about that. Yeah, it depends, but probably third choice. On the left hand, I don't want him to play on the left hand side because he doesn't have a good left foot. Let's just plump him out of that. So yeah, very good pickup there. Completely gamble, but the gamble paid off this time around, and it doesn't often do that. So I'm very happy with that. A thing we need to talk about before the preseason starts, and the preseason is going to start very, very soon because the transfer window just opened, and yeah, they are coming back. Actually, I think they are back from their holidays. Is banning, right? We need to ban things. Now here is the thing we already know. The roles from the currency of last season are all banned within this formation, with the formation as well. So we cannot use the 4-2-4, and we cannot use these roles within a new system on those spots. So that's gone, and I have copied it over to this one. Completely new roles. Right? Completely new roles. It's a 4-2-3-1. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be that. It's just the initial setup that I'm thinking about doing. And it might, I mean, double ball winning midfielders, I don't know about that, but we can use the defensive midfielders. So this is currently where it is. Also, the goalkeeper is not a sweeper keeper, so, but that's the thing, right? We have a lot of bans on the roles, of course, because because there is actually only one spot that is different, and that is the attacking midfielder. Well, actually, also the this guy up here, that is also a new spot, as we can see, right? It's not the same spot. It might be a striker, but it's not the same spot. He's alone up there now. That means he can actually be an advanced forward because there was no one playing there last season. So that's good. We can at least play the advanced forward. Right. So this is just the initial thought process I had. Now, more importantly, because this could change throughout the friendlies that I'm going to play. This could completely change when we actually start the season. What is important to do right now is, because we already know what is banned in terms of the formation and the roles, what is important is to ban things in here, right? In position. We need to ban something, and I don't think I actually, I didn't really explain it too well. If we are banning something in these, right, these, what are they called? The things you can, I don't even know what to call them. If we're banning here instead of one of these boxes, it's gonna be the entire side, right? So if we were to ban fairly narrow, it would also be the narrow. That means we can't play that all season. Now, I'm not gonna do that. I have decided, because it's probably the least impactful, at least for what I'm thinking right now, especially compared to attacking width and pass directness and tempo, is underlap right. I don't think we're gonna use that one, or at least I don't think we need that one. Actually, furthermore, I think we're gonna go overlap right instead, because we are allowed to do that. And seeing that I do have a wingback instead of a fullback here right now, that might be something we want to exploit, with still maybe an inverted wingback here, still taking advantage of underlapping left instead. Yeah, so we are banning underlap right. We are not allowed to use it at any given point in the next season. We are banning it. It's done. Right, next one. In transition, this is a little bit more troublesome, I would say. I think I'm gonna go with banning, because it has to be one of the green boxes here. So yeah, there is even a case where I probably should take something that I might not want the season afterwards, because yeah, it's like if I just take this out, which I think we will do, what would I take out next season? You know what I mean? What would I take out next season? Would I take out counter press or counter or roll it out? Probably roll it out, but I don't know. It's getting tricky at that point. But yeah, we're gonna ban the distribute quickly. That is banned in transition. Out of possession, I'm gonna write this down for the description as well, just so you can, you know, if you forget it, or if I forget it. Now, this is probably the hardest one to do. Out of possession. So we could ban high press and go into a mid block or low block. I don't want to do that. This is never gonna change. This is probably the last thing I would ever change in my tactic. It's just too overpowered to take out. It's just too good. It's just too good. Same with the hot trigger press here. We don't wanna do that. Well, actually, it would be both of them, so we need to go down to slightly more often. Never gonna happen. I'm not gonna do that. Well, I say never gonna happen, but right now I don't feel like it's the right choice to do. I think out of these 4, or actually it's more than 4, but I think prevent short goalkeeping distribution is probably not that important. So I'm kind of going with what I think is probably the least impactful in terms of us playing well. Within whatever system we're gonna play with, but yeah, it's still definitely gonna be worse than last season. I think these things we take out and banning here is definitely better to have in than not. So yeah, and the tactic could also change more than this, but yeah, we'll see. I am inclined to go for very similar tactics. That's why also I'm doing this, why I'm banning this, and why I'm doing all of this. It's because I want to try to force myself to play a different way. But if I'm playing around it, right? I'm playing around it, and that's fine as well. So I think we're banning prevent shorter goalkeeping as well. So that's the 3 we're gonna ban in possession, in transition, and out of possession, along with, of course, the 4-2-4 being banned. So we need to rename this. It's a 4-2-3-1 basically. And also the rolls from last season on these specific spots are also banned, so we can't even use them if we are moving things around, even inside the game. If we are in a match engine or inside the match, we can't use those rolls or the tactic from last season, so it's gonna be tricky. But yeah, that's I guess that's gonna be it for the banning. Oh no, I almost forgot. The most important one as well is the mentality, because that also needs to change. Last season we played basically almost the entire season on balance. Sometimes I moved it up to positive. But yeah, in this new tactic right now, I'm thinking probably I don't like playing cautious or defensive. I don't really have a lot of good things to say about that. So I think I'm just going to move it up to positive. It might go up to attacking, but I think definitely positive for now. But balanced mentality, it's banned. It's also banned for the season. And I also think we should end the episode here, because there's just too much to talk about in this pre-season and transfers and stuff. We basically, the transfers are just starting now, so we also had the entire thing about the season to talk about in this one, and only now the transfers are gonna start. So we have an entire pre-season to play through in the next episode, along with, you know, shaping the tactic, and also probably play 1 or 2 games in the first the first league game, so to speak. Because otherwise I think this would just be way too long. So I think we're gonna end the episode here and then make more episodes per season instead, because of how long I am about, you know, talking about stuff. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this, well, early pre-season kind of episode, if we are to call it that, along with a bit of, you know, statistics and stuff from last season. And yeah, I'll see you around next time.